Hello ladies and gentlemen, Rebboy0 here with another challenger match. Looks like we found TLD versus Curse Academy. So I was very excited to see this. We see a lot of good names here. X3, Mancloud, Bunny Foo Foo, all pretty well known names. Saint Vicious even, obviously jungling. So let's go ahead and do some arranging here. We will set you up. Top lane is going to be Renekton versus Aurelia. I've been excited to see that matchup here. We are going to have a mid lane LeBlanc versus Ziggs. Not a surprising one. Junglers, we have Lee Sin versus Elise at Curse Academy. Saint Vicious playing Elise. Again, not a big surprise. But this is a ranked match on the ladder. That's why I started at 2 minutes. I caught it pretty early, but you never know where exactly it's going to be. Early, I don't see a whole lot of huge advantages either way. It's all going to depend a lot on laning, especially with the LeBlanc Ziggs. I mean, Ziggs is going to be able to farm even if he kind of does lose. Sometimes I wish I would have been able to see the picks and bans here. It looks like level 2 was hit by Curse Academy bot lane, and they're just trying to aggress onto this blue team TLD here, but they're doing a pretty good job keeping away from it, and Leona even goes in on it, uses her stun to the shield, doesn't get anything out of it. A lot of damage going on to Leona there. Wow, look at that cool particle effect, a little bit new. Graves does a lot of damage, and Lucian is really low after that engagement. A couple of turret hits going on to Renekton, and in fact, Aurelia is going to go all the way in on it, but the slice and dice is able to get out of there. I'm surprised he didn't ignite that Renekton there. He definitely could have. Well, I guess he pushed him out of lane either way. He doesn't need to use that. And again, coming from Lee Sin, he does get the black shield, so he's not going to go down to the slow dash away by the Lucian. Just a little too good. That is actually COL's impactful. I don't know if he's filling in or if they're trying him out or something like that. We'll see if we can't talk to him. Leona goes straight in on the Lucian, a perfect attack, and he does have to burn flash. He's kind of running away. Both of the team is really low. Morgana might be able to actually 1v1 here, and it looks like 2 shots go on to Leona, but it's not out of first blood, and it looks like a gank actually in the back of the turret there onto Ziggs. We kind of missed it. Sorry about that. But at least, and actually there is a kill bottom. Graves is able to go back in, but he is able to get a return kill from Morgana and a flash, in fact, on a perfect binding that would have landed. But Leona uses her flash to get away from that, so it's a 1-for-1 bot lane where at least gets first blood. That Saint Vicious aggression. Nice dive all the way in the back, takes down Ziggs. LeBlanc gonna get some free farming time. LeBlanc is actually ahead in farm, which is pretty interesting. Renekton went back, he got a Doran's blade on top of his Doran's shield, or he got a shield on top of his blade, so he's a pretty strong laner right now. Aurelia is still with only her Doran's blade. She's gonna have to go back, I'm sure. But Renekton uses his teleport. Aurelia is going to be stuck out of lane here for at least a little while. And that is X3. I don't think I've seen him play, but I wonder, I mean, I feel like Curse Academy is doing some new things here, or at least with some new people. So we'll find out how that works out for them. They are 2-1 so far, only about not even 1,000 ahead, and a nice Leona dashes right into the Lucian, but the perfect shield from Morgana is able to stop the stun from happening, but she has to flash away. So a lot of back and forth, especially bot lane here. It is 1,000 in favor of purple, and another Zenith Blade, but it does miss this time. First one we've seen him miss. Graves' burst is just a lot to handle. And Lucian, even getting the kill and being in lane a little bit longer, he's getting beat by Graves. I mean, that is a pretty significant thing to say here. Graves has Vamp Scepter, so they have the same attack, but the lifesteal is 10% better on Graves, so he's going to be able to stay in that lane that much longer. And a Zenith Blade barely misses that Lucian. He does dash away just at the last smidgen of time. So, I'm going to let the camera mode take over here, see if there's anything it wants us to see. No, it wants to stay bot lane. It looks like Lee Sin might be making him play for mid, but no, he's just getting a little bit of warding and a little bit of pressure there. Not a whole lot going to happen mid. LeBlanc's going to be pretty darn difficult to, especially since you just hit 6 and Ziggs is still level 5. Can't really follow up on that well enough, or at least doesn't want to. And again, a lot of fighting going up top here between Renekton. He is a bully, but Aurelia pretty capable of return fighting, and they both do a lot of lifesteal. Lee Sin and a duel between the 2 junglers here. Lee Sin cannot take that Elise this early. Doesn't feel like he should. He's going to back off of that, which is probably a good call considering Ziggs is pretty close, and it looks like he's going to go for that Ziggs one more time. Let's watch this Elise come in here. He is going to tower dive, and even LeBlanc does with a tower dive, and they do lock him down a little bit. The Q as the blow up from the spider is enough, but is that he does go down to the turret, so Ziggs gets a kill 1-for-1. The only good thing is the going onto the block and the farm, but Ziggs, of course, is catching up to that already. So very back and forth game so far, and small inklings being brought out by Purple, just getting a little bit of CS here, and Aurelia is actually pretty far by herself, at least getting a lot of gold just by herself as well with the 2 kills. Aurelia is almost 20 CS up on Renekton, which is actually a pretty big surprise there, considering how much Renekton really is a bully. And keep in mind, I mean, you know, one player might be better than the other, but these are all challenger level players, and there are no slouches to mechanics at all. So, you know, generally you expect Renekton to be a bully in that lane. But his summoners are down, so are Aurelia's, and they're just going to be going for a straight up brawl up top. And Renekton has caught up there, that teleport doing wonders, where Ziggs a little bit far, and a nice binding lands onto Leona. She does do a little bit of damage, but about 200 health, not super exciting, but she's getting a lot of gold out of those attacks there. That Spell Thief's Edge, extremely good. And wow, I don't know, this camera really wants to swash bottom, but there we go, a little battle going between top. Aurelia is level 7, and he has a lot more health. He is sustained pretty well through here. He did get Ninja Tabby and just a little bit of damage, so he's going to go for that. And it does stun right under Renekton, and Renekton uses his stun as well. But I think Aurelia definitely coming out on top of these trades so far. And it is showing, at least in the CS, in that lane. And Lee Sin might be making a play for mid here. I don't know how much he thinks he can really gank LeBlanc. Could be close. But now it looks like LeBlanc's actually going to move away. And an ultimate from Morgana does land onto Leona, and the lockup is able to give Lucian that kill. And Legraze has to run away from this. He's trying to run away from the binding, but I think it's too early. Oh, wow, another kill. LeBlanc gets the kill onto Lee Sin there, but she is going to be red ordered. She does pop the clone, and she's kind of walking around. The buffs are going to show who's who, and she does lock down. She's just trying to dodge all these skill shots. She does a great job of it so far. Does use the W. Ziggs, do you have your ultimate? He does. There it is, pop, and it doesn't kill her quite. She's actually going to get poked a little bit more. Oh my gosh, she's amazingly, and he's going to be... Oh my god, the ultimate from Graves is enough to take her down. Perfect shot. Totally blind. He has no vision in there, but it doesn't matter. That was a great double buff pickup for Graves. He's going to be a total monster now. I can't even wait for the infinite buckshot. That's just a blast. So another kill goes on to purple team there, but Graves at least picks up a little bit. And yeah, Curse Academy looking at almost 2,000 gold ahead. Not in small part due to the 20 CS on Aurelia. Ziggs is actually a little bit ahead CS-wise of LeBlanc. Take a look at the jungle here. Looks like Elise is farming a little bit better, and as well as the 2 kills, where Elysian doesn't even have an assist. So definitely in Elise's favor so far. LeBlanc actually going for a little bit of aggression, but does wash out. Just a little distortion move there. Elysian was going to punish him if he didn't, for sure. Renekton definitely losing top lane. I mean, it's just getting more and more out of hand. And of course, LeBlanc. Oh, and the burst coming out from it, the E does miss, so he can't quite finish him off. Ziggs might actually just give up a blue buff here. You got to be careful. He doesn't want to give LeBlanc any more kills. And it's a dangerous spot, but his farm is just impeccable. Here's Lee Sin trying to get a little bit more under Aurelia, but she can kind of 2v1 this. She's pretty scary, and Elise is here. This is going to be a 2v2. Are they going to just run away from it? The stun does land on a Renekton, but it's not going to be quite enough to finish off either one. They're both very low. Lee Sin, not a lot of tankiness going on. In fact, he's just got Spirit Stone and Moby Boots, where Elise does have that little bit of extra health and cooldown reduction. So, are they going to be going for this turret together? I don't know. It's tough to say. They're both pretty low on mana, so I'm going to say no. The binding does land on Leona again, and a lot of damage from Lucian. Takes her about half health. And she just kind of chomps up some biscuits there. Able to chug down the biscuits. And another binding landing on the Graves. This Morgana is spot on, and he is more than half health. He's got his double buff, but it's not going to be enough to get not locked down, I guess is the way to say that one. Graves does have his ultimate back up. He's got a level 4 buckshot that's he can cast a lot with the blue buff. And he is actually starting to run out of those buffs. They will be down momentarily. Here's Lucian with the dash in. There's Lee Sin to surprise, and actually Lucian dashes away. The ultimate from Morgana. He actually kicks her to the side, but it doesn't stop the ultimate. There's Aurelia flashes in. No, she does get slowed down, and not quite enough. The nice Aurelia ultimate is able to get that kill there, and the culling comes out to finish off Graves as well. So bot lane crushed. Here's Elise as well. Does land the stun onto Leona. Gonna do the execute, and he's gone. Saint Vicious with a 4-kill swing out of nowhere. And here's LeBlanc, gonna help them do the dragon. Renekton is all by himself up top, and that's all he can do is try and get this turret. Is he gonna be able to finish it? I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I feel like Aurelia is just gonna go back right here now. Is that just the skin that's fire? I almost thought he had Sunfire cape for just a moment, but he does not. That's okay. Dragon does go down for the purple team, so it's about almost a 5k lead. Only 13 minutes into this game, and it doesn't seem like that much of a gap, but it really is. Like these CS, a bunch on Elise, doing way better than our Lee Sin in numbers. CS is really close in AD carry level, and even Renekton has caught up in CS against Aurelia, but man, it's just an insane amount of damage coming out of Aurelia. The sustain is real. She has the built water cutlass, she has her attack speed, she's got ninja tabby, as opposed to what we've seen the berserkers come out from a lot of Aurelias recently. But he just wanted some armor against that Renekton damage, and the binding is dodged, but the ultimate going down from Morgana. There's another gank from the ultimate. Leona does land a lot of stun there. Teleport coming in. Here's Renekton. He does ult. He does land the stun right onto Lucian. Does a lot of damage there. The buckshot. Here it comes. There it is. Doesn't even use the buckshot. Just a little poke and he's gone. Lee Sin chasing down this Elise. Does land it. Curse Saint Vicious goes down. And there's another battle here between Ziggs and ManCloud, showing why he is the man on a cloud. And does get a nice little snag onto Lee Sin there, dodging the Sonic Wave. Another 1v1 success by LeBlanc. Alright, I'll stop with the bad puns, I swear. So, that's actually a pretty nice pickup by Purple. They're able to bridge the gap a little bit with the global gold. One turret for one turret, but Aurelia pushing down really far there. She's gonna be unstoppable in this game. She's definitely got her farm going. She's the highest CS in the game by far, and she also, I mean, she's just playing strong. She's got 1 kill already. Even with the gank, Lee Sin just can't 1v1 her, but she's sticking around a little too long. Ziggs is here to surprise a little bit. Renekton gonna be defending, but also LeBlanc and Elise are here. A lot of poke damage going down. She does dodge it, but that's okay. A lot of back and forth between these teams. I mean, it's definitely Curse Academy's to lose thus far. So we got a little bit of stun coming up from Elise, but she does miss it. A snag even does not land for ManCloud. He does have blue buff, and they do steal away the blue team's blue buff, so another objective in their favor. Dragon, I don't really have a time for it just yet. But ManCloud just going to be doing all that damage, and he wants to finish the snag, but no, he does step away with that amazing black shield on LeBlanc. That's just plain scary. And ultimate Ziggs does use just to clear the wave, and that works for that at least. And these two are so close. The dueling, looks like he did use the culling. Graves did not use his ultimate, so a buckshot and ultimate could be an insta drop. But he does not choose to do that. He's just going to go ahead and back off. And ManCloud just clearing these waves, wants to get a little bit of push on the mid turret now. And he's not really calling any help. They're just going to be mage auto attacking that to death. And Graves actually doesn't choose to go back. Bloodthirster on both of those champions. Mana potion on Graves of all things. Feels like he just needed that extra harassment there. LeBlanc is coming bottom, and Graves has to know this. They did ping it for him. They know he's around. You have to get out of there, Graves. He does kind of dodge it, but no, he gets deleted by ManCloud with a killing spree. Absolute brutality. And here's Leona, does land the stun, and the pop from the ghost. Oh my gosh, this distortion, but Ziggs sees him. He's here. He does get the shutdown onto LeBlanc, but it was too late. Lucian got the kill on the Lee Sin while that was happening. Here's Elise with a stun. He misses. Could have been definitely a kill onto Ziggs there with those three just sitting if he had landed that stun, but he didn't. And Dragon will be up in less than 2 minutes now. Do you see the timer at the top, at the bottom left? And we'll see how that goes for these teams here. going to go back. Bot lane, it looks like they're kind of giving up on that. They know Lucian is pushing, and he certainly can take it if he wants to. But mid lane, purple is going to be taking that as well. So just a lot of swing in their favor, doing a lot of split up skirmishes. They won a 2v2. They're definitely stronger champions, and with Aurelia at their back, you can pretty much 2v3 or maybe even 2v4, but a bot lane engage going on at the same time as mid, but no, they backed off mid. So here's Graves and Leona, where they're getting closed in on by this LeBlanc. She's coming in fast. They have dodged away, and the flash in from Graves, but he lands into a heal there. DFG puts on the Graves. He almost got it. She is so low, 20 HP. It was great play by the Graves, trying to make something out of that, and a dodge, but Aurelia is here. She's going to be able to ignite and finish off that Leona. So it's a 2-for-0 in favor of purple. They are snowballing their way out of this game between Aurelia and LeBlanc both. It's just a dangerous spot. The assassinations and even CC out of Aurelia is absolutely tearing up his team. He can run all over the map, and he still hasn't lost his tower for all that. And Renekton needs to be taking that tower. It's really low. It's at 400 health. He really can clear a wave quite quickly. He doesn't have Tiamat just yet, but he's really just pussyfooting around here, and I really don't agree with that. He can just take that and just leave and really use his teleport to his advantage. So he does do that. It looks like that does go down. Ziggs and a support thing here. The ultimate, there's LeBlanc with a surprise and a stun. One auto attack, it's going to be it. The shield from Lee Sin does save Ziggs. It does save him. He's alive. It's amazing. Wow, even a blue pot from LeBlanc here. Amazing that Ziggs survived that battle right there. So Dragon is started by St. Vicious. You can't beat the St. Vicious smites, my friend. So they are going to try and fight this. It's just Leona and Lee Sin. She jumps super deep into it, but actually LeBlanc takes out Lee Sin. There's not even a hope for that one. Graves is here, Ziggs is here, but he's looped low already. The calling comes out. Graves takes a ton of damage from that one, and he's just going to get murdered by this LeBlanc. And it looks like she even just gave him that kill, just using the red buff on it. Letting Lucian get a little bit caught up here. Well, I guess more ahead is more accurate. But ManCloud absolutely brutalizing this game, and here's Renekton gets caught by both an Elise and Morgana, and here's Aurelia to finish him off as well, but he does use the flash, the ultimate, and the dive in from Elise is gonna be, yes, and Lucian actually gets the kill. That was pretty strange. Got a little bit of a close in 4-man on that Renekton, just more picking off, kind of snowballing this game out of control. It's at 20 minutes. Are they gonna surrender? They are 10k behind. They actually failed a surrender vote right there. I don't know if you can see that. Here, let me. Oh no, wait, it goes away. The chat goes away as well. Okay. So you can't see it, but they did just fail a surrender vote. 2 for 3. So they still think they got a chance in this game. They are 10k behind. They're definitely losing their objectives. And Curse Academy, no slouches. They were in the Challenger Series. Didn't quite make it into the LCS, but definitely a very strong team. I don't think Impactful was on their original lineup. Maybe they made some lineup changes. We don't really know. But ManCloud, certainly a great player, and he's definitely showed in this game. 7-2 does just blow up, and he does kill that Ziggs with the empowered chain. And the second proc on that did a ton of damage to him. Poor guy. Graves is actually doing quite well despite being, behind in overall team, but he does have a Zeal. He's probably going for that static shiv, gonna give that even more burst damage. And he is a scary one. And there's LeBlanc, actually does a lot of damage to both of them. A little bit of a face tank from Lisa. He gets murdered by the Elise, the Execute. Too much. And not any follow-up from either team. Just they're gonna take the one and they're gonna go and do Baron with this Aurelia, with her almost completed Trinity Force as well as Blade of the Rune King. She's definitely gonna be able to hold up and help out that Baron quite a lot. Wow, ManCloud actually taking a ton of damage from Baron himself. Baron turned to ManCloud and finished him off. He could have tanked that just by going in. And he actually would have died. But not going to be the case. He keeps his double buff. Purple team gets Baron Nashor. They have 13k gold ahead of this team. So, Curse Academy showing why they're in the Challenger Series. They're just trying to get some LP here. and doing quite a good job at it. Pretty much every lane was successful in doing what they needed to do. Every lane won. St. Vicious certainly won, even though he's died a couple times. Doesn't matter, they've got all the objectives they wanted, and the gold is just showing you what kind of objective play that can really have, in addition to them just playing the lane. But Renekton does get tanky, which is the correct choice, considering he, isn't all that strong, isn't able to get the damage that he needs. But he can certainly be a tank still, and just kind of sit in the middle of the fight, do a lot of AoE damage over long periods of time. LeBlanc finds a Leona, but Leona finds her, depending on how you look at it. She does a lot of stun, but the damage is insane coming from LeBlanc. She even jumps back the culling. It does not finish it off, but it does get the kill from Lucian. Graves, again, trying to make a big play. Just kind of gets deleted out by that Lucian and LeBlanc combo. I feel bad for the poor guy. He is trying. Wow, the damage is insane. The Trinity Force Bloodthirster from Lucian picks up an unstoppable. Just absolutely decimating that Lee Sin. And here's Aurelia. She is surprisingly tanky just with those 2 items. And that is a surrender. Curse Academy takes down TLD. Good game. Thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and subscribe to the bottom of the channel. Like it if you do. Comment and tell me what you like. And feel free to tell me what you don't. I will talk to you guys later. Peace, homies.